Good morning, London. Hello, hello. We are back again for another Friday session. It is almost 2 a.m. 1:57 to be exact Eastern. And let's see what is going to bring today. I am very curious. Now, I always seem to get the message. I have no idea what is happening to me. It always is, if I go on Google and I open my YouTube, our systems have detected unusual traffic from your computer network. So I can't open my chat on, so it's so weird. I can't read the chat. And the same thing happens in OBS. Hold on, just 1 second. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now this should do the job. Let me just do a test. Yeah, okay, should be working. I've got really weird. I have to do it on another computer then it works fine. It is what it is. Okay. Let's go track the 1:32 a.m. Let's track. This is the 5 minutes. Go to the 1. So nice and quiet. I like that. 1:30. So 1:30 crosses exactly yesterday's PM session. Market 32. Range. Right over here. This is the last minute. There we go. Oh, what's that? What is that? Here we go. Okay, so this is the the range. Let's see if we can find. I would say this one would be the most salient. Let me mark this one. But if I go in the 5 minute, maybe it's better just to mark a 5 minute because I think that's this scenario. Maybe you can see it overlaps with the midnight. I like that. You see that? So on the 5 minute, there is no fair value gap in that range. But it overlaps the midnight. So it is a point. This is now a point of interest. So I'm almost thinking, you know what? Maybe I should just mark the midnight because it overlaps, and also this area here now on the 1 minute. So I'm thinking I'm going to just use this whole. It's a bit of a large range, right? But is it? Okay, we already engulfed it. Look at this. This is beautiful liquidity. We're definitely going up to the daily open now. Back into this little gap here. 2 o'clock. Breaker. Yeah, I'm. This one is the most important here. I'm going to mark this fair value gap here. It's also another breaker retest. Here we go. So probably this will come and play again. Here we go. Okay, so this is the first, I think the fair value gap I should use from 2 a.m. according to the latest ICT video, but also now in this scenario to use for weekly if we are going to the upside, right? If we are not going to go through it, because we are in between two first presented fair value gaps, but it looks pretty bullish to me. We had a low here into a fair value gap, very bigger. The breaker is a little bit, I just highlight the first percent fair value gap from the 2 a.m., not the breaker. So we want to stay in this area here. So we're still good if we're not going to go lower than this area here. And we're in a macro, so technically, but I wanted to see go back over this first presented before to go in the long, on a higher time frame, we're still bearish, right? Look at this. So let's see. We're now a new 4-hour candle. So let's see what we're doing. Just gonna give it some more time before entering. Too hasty. Anyone put a trade on already? Okay, we're gonna below it. So this is not this breaker is not valid. Not anymore. Well, let's see. This looks pretty bearish. But did we get a 2-3 minute manipulation move? Is that it? I don't know. That doesn't feel right to me. That doesn't feel right to me. Quickly have a look at gold. I'll do the same on gold about this area. I want to mark this area. The 150. There you go. Now gold is interesting. We are already in the 20-30% range of the weekly profile. So that always makes me a little bit like either we're going to break out of it, we're going to make a new high and we get a proper TGIF, or we are just going to hang around between the 20 and 30, 40% and not do much on a Friday, right? So for me, I'm going to watch gold if we're going to break out of this area here and go into this N walk to the upside. And then we might have a proper TGIF, or we could have a range extension day to the upside. So, but this level here, so on Friday, it's always good to already, not only wait for the TGIF, the concept itself, but use the weekly range levels already to see what price is doing. For me, this is a very strong indication that I really have to watch now what's happening. 20 and 30% is right over here. The full weekly range, this is here to this high here. And this is the 20%, it's 30%. As you can see here, we're bouncing now off the 30% and most likely going up to the 20%. But it's important now to see, are we going to take this liquidity? Are we going to disrespect this bearish in fair value gap? And are we going to higher? And then we might have a proper TGIF. But if we keep on going back into the range here and not really making it high, but it's still very early, but it looks promising to me a little bit. Because we're here in a fair value gap, right? Yesterday in the afternoon session, we took a time, we're tracing now, and we've got equals here, we've got fairly equal highs here as well. So gonna keep an eye on gold for sure, but I really wanted to leave this 20% area and then take out these highs, and then but actually maybe it's more important to say, let's see what happens when they take out this high, what they do, right? If they go back into the range. So it's most likely they will take out these highs today and then see if we go back or we go higher to take these. Maybe we have a TGIF. But TGIF could happen early in pre-market already. Like if, for example, if we are going to take these here and it runs either up and it goes back into the range, and it happens very early, then you could consolidate the rest of the day, for example. Or it could go back all the way down. It's seen it happen all the time, and then you get the inverse TGIF. But anyway, let's keep an eye on it. Let's see if it gets out of these two ranges. If it goes below 30%, it's also indicative. We do have equals here. We do have 50% is exactly the N walk. I like that. Go lower first. Look at that. Another calculation here. What did I calculate here? So sometimes I don't remember what I do. What did I do here? Let me see. Was it a daily? Let me check. No. Let's go quickly over the IPTA levels on gold, by the way, that's important. Okay, the imbalances are on the 20-day IPTA. What does Friday, or halfway of the month, right? In the IPTA 20, we have an imbalance here. The first available one is this fair value gap, and we've got this fair value gap here, but you see the daily has already gone into it, right? So the question is, if the daily already got into this one here, is there a need to go higher now, or are we going to go lower into this one here? Did we take out external liquidity? Yes, we took out yesterday's liquidity with this daily candle already. On Thursdays, I'm sorry, correction. Yesterday took out the external into this fair value gap. So where is it bound to go? It already went to the midpoint of this here. Now on the IPTA 20, what do we have? We've got this one here, and then we've got liquidity a little bit lower. So what does price do from internal to external? So we want to go for external liquidity, which is this one here as well, and this one here. So we'll see. Just one second. Zoom in here. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Now still I want to know how did I calculate those levels here? Sometimes I calculate something, I have no idea how I did it. I guess it was a manipulation mode is this, and then we get distribution. If we go to the downside, these are my levels. Makes sense. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you see higher time frame. Actually, it looks more bearish than bullish, right? Okay. Hello, everyone. A good day. Seek for wisdom. Vlad Tulici. Hello. We have a little more time, and we reach 50 of the weekly on D, and from here we look for a buy. You're talking gold, Nasdaq or gold? Sorry, I didn't see the chat. Yeah, let me quickly go back to. I'll go back to. So I guess I was bullish at first on gold, but I think looking at the higher time frame, I do think we are going into the range here. I think we're going to go a little bit lower, but let's give it some time. We are just waking up. And look at that. NQ also going lower. So these these wicks, or the gradients that you see are from the daily, is this one here, the large daily wick. So yesterday we went into the 0.33%. Now we're on our way to the 0.5. And yeah, I think this wick comes in play now as well. So we'll have to see. I want to frame a good trade, like a really, really, really good trade, and have a little bit more data to really frame solid setup, which I feel comfortable with. I have at least 50 points or something on NQ. Now, where are my weekly? I want to see the weekly range on. Where are we in the weekly candle on NQ? Let's see. Now, this is interesting, right? Look here. On NQ, we are already below the 20% of the range, and this is the weekly low. So are we good? We're gonna make a low again, right? I mean, it looks like, let me rephrase. It looks like we might make a new low again, and we might get another TGIF play today. But let's see. So we're breaking the weekly low now as we speak, and we are on our way further down. Now, is it easy to trade this structural 2 o'clock new 4-hour candle? For me, it's always hard because I play the manipulation move of the 4-hour candle. So if we get a straight move down and it takes out a low, I am inclined to think that this will be the new 4-hour wick. Like we might have a move to the upside. So I'm very careful when I see this exactly at the start of a new 4-hour candle, because like if I want to play a 4-hour distribution move, which is technically what I tend to do, I want to benefit from these larger moves. But sometimes this might be the only wick that it's forming, and then it might run to the downside, right? But because we're going to take out a what are you doing? Because we are actually coming at a very significant point, in the midpoint of a wick. We're breaking a weekly low because we saw that just now. I'm very careful now for entering because we might get a retracement back up, right? Because there's a lot of information here. So I really want to see how we're going to react here. Hey, but sometimes you get a 4-hour candle just goes boom. This little wick should have been then the entry, but sort of hard. Well, maybe this gave it away that it went through this fair value gap and the breaker. But then again, you just don't know. This is still here. It's a midpoint. Midpoints are, could be significant. So I would rather wait and see what it does here. That's all good. We just wait. We're getting really good at waiting here, guys. I mean, that's the key takeaway. You see here, you get a nice reaction here, exactly as we thought we would get, because with the midpoint here of this daily wick. So Vlad, I'm not really sure. Are you going on? You're going on for a buy from here. I'm not so sure because it looks a little bit too bearish for me. I do think we might get a retracement, but you see already how weak it is, right? So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to buy here at the moment, because if I would at least have for a proper buy, it has to be maybe even 5 minute. I want to see a 5 minute change in state of delivery. For a reversal, I want to see a 15 minute. And it looks like the setup doesn't really seem, to me, like we're going to get any change in state of delivery to the upside. So I'm also not going into a short at the moment because of the area, but I would also, at this moment, I would not be interested in a long either. It's just a structure. It's just how we see it. It's sort of like we have an event horizon here. We got a 1/3 level here. I would maybe it's more likely to just make a little bit more move to the downside before it makes the turn, right? Also time. Let's wait for time. Maybe around 2:30, 2:33. Look, there's hardly any imbalances here. You see this for Vega. You've got a wick here. This wick overlaps this one already, right? Where's the imbalance? There's nothing here. This whole rundown, there's nothing. There's nothing that has any interest from me. Then I'm thinking, okay, it will retrace back up to that. Now, just looks too weak to me. Anyway, might get a meltdown. Who's in a short? Did anyone enter in a short already? Hey, Philip, how are you doing? How's it going? Oh, I'm forgetting to drink my coffee. How is that possible? Are you in a short, Vlad? Did you take that short? Did you say that? Is that what you mean? Yeah, no buy for me on NQ. Even though we took the low, we took the weekly low. Hell no. Well, happy Friday, everyone. Enjoy your coffee. I started. I'm going on a more healthier. I mean, I'm healthy already, but because I was so tired this week, I am also adding more. I'm getting back to more protein-based food. I'm already eating a lot of protein, but also added some a dose of creatine every day now. So I'm getting stronger and healthier. You'll see it on the screen. No more brain fogs. No more saying I'm tired. I was so tired yesterday. It was unbelievable. I couldn't even take a trade. I took a buy earlier. Okay, good for you. Have you been trading Asia? So guys, I'm just gonna letting it drop. I can't find the entry. Just let it go. It's okay. It's okay if it just drops, and then we'll get more information when it starts to either go into a little bit of consolidation again or finds its bottom for now, because it gives a lot of intel. Let's see. We only want A+ setups, especially on Friday. We don't want to give any money back on Friday, which we made already, or make losses bigger, right? We're going to be very patient, only A+, and we're only going to wait for good moves that we can really frame logically wise, and they have a. Now, what I tend to do nowadays as well is, because this one is the start of the macro, right? The 150 to 210 macro. So always was always interesting to see if you see the macro being used for the first part to the upside and the second part I tend to use to calculate this as well, use this as a fib level to see how far the range can go. I'm still sort of in the testing phase with this, but if it happens in a macro, you see this is clear AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? So 175, I like that. Could you have enter start of 4-hour candle? we had it disrespected the breaker, and then maybe you could enter at 4:02 for the rest of the move. I would not have taken it further than a 1.25, to be honest, but yes, it could have been. Okay. But we're still warming up. We're still warming up. We're just getting our coffee and what is it, Poppy? What are you doing? You want to watch TV? That is you. Oh shit. Okay, so we took out a low. We took out a low on the weekly. So 20% is here, 30%. Let's go back to the 4-hour. I just want to see gauge. So I want to frame a trade. I'm going to go to the IPTA levels on the. I want to see the IPTA levels on the NQ. Okay, let me. I'm going to put on the 40 as well, so I'm going to add some more information. We're at the end of the week, we're at the halfway of the month. Now let's have a look. Now what do we have here? We've got liquidity, and we're in the IP 20 still. If you look on the daily and you look how this N wall has not been utilized at all, it is highly, looking at this, for me, this N wall now, we're almost at the event horizon. That's this red dot here. And once you are here below this one and you see this one is my first point of interest for to really see, okay, are we really going further down? We do have liquidity here, just below it, and we're just how I'm seeing it now, that we're just working our way through this wick, and because it's a wick, it's a gap. It has a lot of imbalances. It takes its time. It's not a low resistance liquidity run, and we saw that yesterday in a bloody trade. I mean, it took hours to get to our TP, and I'm happy that I changed my trade a bit and took my TP higher, because I think it was somewhere in the afternoon that it hit that 1/3 level here. It was this level and this volume imbalance that I marked yesterday. It did hit it exactly, but it was like hours later, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy that I got out with a profit though. But yeah, it just takes a long time. So as long as we're in the wick here, I wonder if we're going to get any low resistance to the down, if it's going to be the same all the way to here. And maybe once we get, well, we've got wicks here as well, right? So this is what happens with wicks. It creates this kind of price action, because a wick, it doesn't come liquidity. It is a rejection block first, and it just works itself up and down, up down, up and down, and which is what we are witnessing now. So, and once we get here, we have another wick here. Well, we'll see. We'll take it step by step. But now, for now, 797 should be. Yeah, we are below this, and I'm going to take this imbalance out now. So, yeah, I don't think we have to go lower to IPTA 40 level. Oh, well, this is actually IPTA 40 level, but let's see. IPTA 20, 530. How many points is that? Are we going to go that low? Who thinks we're going to go this low? 400 points. Who thinks that's doable today? Are we going to make it to the lower end walk? That's the question for today. But anyway, I just wanted to go over because that's what smart money uses, right? The IPTA, that's what they refer to, because price just goes back and forth between IPTA levels, and we are, if we are bearish, Also, something else that I noticed. Let me just put on. If we just take this OTE, not even the full range, just this one. Just this one. Get an imbalances here. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay. We can go a long way down and still be, it could just be the retracement, right, of this whole move, right? You saw that. So, so yeah, I guess bearish on NQ for today. Bearish on NQ. And I guess bearish on, you just have to wait until, because so now we are below the 30% level. We got liquidity here and walk here. What time is it? 2:28. Enough japping. Time to go for a trade. I mean, holding up for sale with myself last couple. Missed some very good short because I was too hesitant and waited too long. Philip, I think you don't have to be frustrated. It's actually you should be proud of yourself and that you waited, and that's part of the waiting game. But it's better to have that happen, and you'll get the next one. And because you were able to watch the trade, because you're not in it, you just see things clearer. I don't know if you've noticed also that I'm actually really improving as well, because I am really choosing not to get into trades, but then I really see I have more clarity of the trade, how it's going, and you journal it, and that is the part where you actually really grow. And you shouldn't be frustrated, because that's where you're just growing. You're really it sounds really weird if I say that, but the fact that you didn't get in and waited has more value than you got in, and it might have been it was a winning trade, but it could have been but just not getting in because you're hesitant is good, because that means you're listening to yourself. You just weren't sure because either you missed some kind of information, you didn't have the full confidence to get into the trade. And that full confidence is when I get in a trade now, I have full confidence. And I don't mind if I lose them, because then either I am not right on something. But I think it's a really good thing. It doesn't make sense in what I'm saying. So it is just where your growth is, and the fact that you didn't get in, I think that's where I started to really grow. Because I got in all the time, and I was just so impatient, and then every time I was like, oh my god. But just just being hesitant is actually start of growth. Does that make sense? Being hesitant is actually is really part of growth, that you are really starting to not get in because you're just not sure yet. And if it would have been a win, hey, that's even better, because now you can journal it and you can see it, and you're like, next time you'll get that trade, because now you know where you're hesitant. Most important is like if you journal it, then you'll see, okay, why was I hesitant? What did I miss? And then you journal that little part, and then that might be that little missing piece that you were that caused you to be hesitant. So hey, I love to hear that. I am, because next time you'll have that trade. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying, because I can sometimes say things and be like, what the hell are you talking about? But Yeah, I'm not too sure about a long, to be honest. Look at the structure of how prices going to the downside. So I would rather wait a little bit for I think I'm more sure. I'm thinking I'm just waiting for a short more than a long on NQ. So I just want to. I do want to see a bit of retracement, but um, we do have. Let me get out of the. We're forming now. This very. Um, or we could get a V-shaped recovery though. That's also. Then it just ignores everything. Then this might be if this is the manipulation move. Then we're gonna get the move to the upside. Could be, could be, could be. Then we have to go through this whole. Hey, we've seen it. I mean, we've seen this happen. That we just go up, up, up. It's possible, but it's good, right? To talk to go over different scenarios. Um, it is a 50% level of that wick, so we could go up here. But then again, I'm looking at the structure. I really want to see a 15-minute change in state delivery. I'll just go back to the 15. Like this is really not good enough. I do not give this any. Do you see any break? I don't see a breaker here. Yes, one can, but this is not a breaker. This is a potential breaker for the future we can use, but this is not a breaker at all. So let me have a look. We have some significant. We are at, I noticed something that I did on this screen. We are actually at an N walk. We are very, I need to add a few because I noticed that there are much more here than I'm showing. Yeah, I need to add more. I'm sorry. So my event horizon is not correct. You see? Okay, previous annual 12. See, I made a mistake there. So I only had 5 on. So because we went down, there are more N walks, older ones below it. So the event horizon, the midpoint between now, it's because there are little ones here. This is now the event horizon. So, oh, look at this beautiful engineered liquidity. Now you see this red dotted line. So the moment it shows itself when the body goes out of the first out of the N walk, right? But I would love it that it taps into this one because that is liquidity, and instead of we did hit 2500 zero line. See, it tapped into but didn't go high. I think it's a short. I think I'm always inclined to go for a short here. I'm not going to do it yet, but I think a lot of people are. Hey, Stephen. Yeah, but I don't think they're not. I don't. I wonder if they are. If they are in play now, Philip. It's just too. It's just so weak. It just looks so weak to me. It just looks too. I don't know. I don't trust it. just because it's there, it's all about timing, right? It's all about when is it going to do it. It just looks too weak for me now to go into that long. I think we're going to, yes, we hit that 0.5. The 1 minute looks like it's going up, but are you in it, Philip? Are you already there? Are you already going for it? Normally, what you see when it's a V-shaped recovery, it goes fast, and it's just going slow for me. And there's no imbalances here for it to really go further up. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant. I just don't see. Well, maybe that's the reason. Maybe it could go up because there are no imbalances, right? But hey, Philip, this is one of those moments that I'm hesitant and I'm not taking it. And if it goes to that area, I don't mind. I'm really happy for you, but I don't care because I'm just not sure, right? You see what I mean? If you're in it, I hope it goes there. But I would love. I want a breaker here. I want a retest of something for it to give me the confidence of that move up. And for me, I don't have it, and it doesn't line up with my time. It just doesn't line up with anything. The only thing that I see happening is the 0.5 level of that wick, right? But it's not, I need more confluences. So that's why I don't mind if I'm wrong, because then I'm obviously missing something. But I just don't see it, and I do see the 15-minute. It tapped into this already, and it could be enough for it. Now we have seen things that sometimes it goes, it's just we get a V-shaped recovery, but most of them are really fast, and they just, they run. So I'm just not convinced. And we just took a low, but normally when you take a low, it's a higher time frame. PD array is there. It should be an interesting point of liquidity. But what was it? What was that PD array that it took for it to move to the upside, right? Let's go find it. Maybe I missed it, but I don't see it. I really don't see it. Did we take a low? Yeah, we took out a low though. That's it. But it was just a minor sweep. Thursday, 50%. Look at the structure here. $241. Let's see. Your order is sitting at 24962, and there is 0.5 November 7th. You have it on your chart. I have a lot on my chart, Philip. Let's see, yeah. Let's see. I just missed my breaker here. I don't have anything to go on. We do have a 1 minute change in state delivery, but is it enough? Do we have a 3 minute? Let's see. Oh, 962. Yeah, I'm almost inclined to think that it might go to 1/3. I just love these 1/3 levels since I'm using them. I saw there was one more liquidity level down there. Let me go show you guys again. We've got one more level here, right? Another one. So I'm sort of inclined to almost think that, are we going to go one more leg down? Because, look what it's doing now, right? It's sort of like already building more liquidity here. One here, one here. You see what it's doing? It's just also, it's building liquidity again. It's making new, almost equal highs. And I wouldn't be surprised if we would get one more leg down, and then we are now building more liquidity, and then we might get, see, I'm already seeing a breaker, a potential new breaker structure that might be valid. After we might want a new break, we might make a low again, and then we have a valid breaker here. I'm sitting here, it's like it's just missing. It's not complete. I just don't see a complete. Let me put it that way. I don't see a complete session range formed yet. How it's forming. Even though we had a mid, we took a low. We took 50% of the. So I'm confused, right? So you hear that I'm like it doesn't make sense. But so that's my hesitation, and then I'm okay to be wrong if it does go there. But I just need it's like my little list that I have to tick off a couple of things before I have the confidence to take that trade. Even though, yes, 50% liquidity taken, but sometimes it just needs more liquidity, and it just, and this is clearly just sort of like really already storming. Time for a sip of coffee, guys. Who else is, no iced coffee for me today. It's, not too, I won't say too cold, but it's not, I really like iced coffee when we have a hot, like a summer day. What do you guys drink in the morning, coffee or tea? Thank you, Vlad. That's always something I tend to, thank you for reminding me. I don't see any SMT to the upside for that is significant for me. Let me double check. 15. Okay, I'm thinking of getting. I'm going to look for a short anytime soon now for on NQ. I'm really. I cannot be bullish on NQ. Cannot be bullish on NQ. Okay, let's just wait. Okay, we're at 0.5 of the range now. Let's see if that's enough. I like it. Oh, you look at the 5 minute of I don't. I tend not to look at the 5 minute. So I'm a distribution trader, so I look for the 15 minute because now we can. Yeah, okay. I'm also interested in a sell, not in a long, but I still want to wait a little bit more for time. Let's see what the next macro brings, right? Because let me close the door because those leaf blowers and all those. Only A plus setups today, guys. Only A plus, and I mean, I will only enter if I have if I really am sure about a trade. I'm not gonna risk any. I'm not gonna give anything back to the market today, and neither are you. We're just gonna go for A plus. Let's have a look at gold quickly. Ooh. See, gold is staying between. You see how it is staying now between the 30 and 20%, right? So the wick does go over because obviously, so that's always interesting to see. I wonder if I'm still. I think I'm still more bullish on gold than. Are we going to go out of this? Well, we just have to wait for more information. Let's watch. Okay, macro starting. So you see where it hit the first presented fair value gap of the midnight. Now, okay. The only thing that I'm thinking is like, is this fair value gap coming in play? What is formed in the 250? Did we hit anything? Oh, look at that. There was an imbalance here. I didn't see that. Yeah. Breaker. Inversion taken. I want to see go below this point here. Or below this inversion. Boom. I think it's a short. What time is it? 55. I'll give it one more minute. I just don't want to see it spike up because it's very manipulative at the moment. 0.5. I want to see a little bit more into this. A little bit. Not too much. It's not an easy read, guys, because I literally frame it both ways now. See, it's just disrespecting OPD. It's just disrespecting bullish, bearish. There are no really, imbalances, and it's going up, up, up. Tricky area. Tricky area. But we're in a macro. I think we might go to this fair value gap here that has been formed in the 2 o'clock, but we'll see. But look, it disrespected the bullish ones, it disrespected bearish ones already. So we went into an imbalance here. Let me mark this one here. For an imbalance, here we go. Let's see. Midnight. Hey, Fled. Yeah, when I have an A+ setup, a lot of things needs to align, and this ain't it at the moment. This is not an A+ setup at all for me, but I hope we can get a setup at some point, but I'm willing to wait. And if you know what I love about doing the London session flat, if there's not a setup in London, if you look at the price section, then you will definitely collected so much information already that you will get it in the New York session, because that's why it's so good to do both, right? Um, yeah, it's just as valuable as having a good trade. It's just getting into looking at levels, and the more you're looking at it, the more you see, and the charts are evolving as well. So yeah, sometimes and when you start the day on with London, maybe you're not as sharp as you want to be, and then you let a trade maybe run. See, both of them, I can frame both way. We've got liquidity here on gold, but we also have liquidity here. We're exactly at a 30% level. So it's just not clear to me at the moment, also for gold. I can frame it both ways. So I would rather have either we take liquidity and things like time, when things align, like time matches, I've got a proper SMT. My if then statements are working out. But when I miss a few, I just cannot, like for example here, okay, yes, it's going up, but okay, we have a breaker here. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark this breaker. And it's the same area. What I like about this breaker from gold is it's the same area as the area that is formed in the macro, right? Or in that time range that ICT has gone over, the 130 to 2 range. And outside in the macro, after 2, we have this breaker. So this one is of significance. But did we have a breaker retest? No. Am I interested in the trade? No, because I want a retest of something for it to be an A plus setup. Retest in a macro time, in a time that really I am used to trading and I have back tested and I feel comfortable with. So I'm going to mark this now as a breaker, and I want to see a retest of this area. And it might not come in this session, it might come later on. But I'm willing to wait for that. I wait for that. Um, I'll wait for that. So I'll put an alarm on here. No, I won't put an alarm. I won't put an alarm on, because if the alarm goes off, you guys will. I mean, you guys go nuts. It's horrible. So okay, 3 o'clock, guys. We'll go back to NQ quickly. Okay, I want to know for on NQ who's bullish and who's bearish for the London session. We just talk London session. I'm just curious, how many of you are bullish and how many are bearish for London? So I need a couple of things lining up, and one of them is actually 15-minute SMT, minimum 15. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna. Well, I've been clear, I think, about my bias on the trade for NQ, but the question is, you see, it's just. This is low probability price action. So do you guys notice something? This little one, you see this volume imbalance? Let me mark it on the 4-hour. And how you can see that price is so fractal, right? I love to see those little things and start. Okay, you see this volume imbalance here on the 4-hour, right? Right over here, this yellow line. Now look where the 1 minute formed. A new one formed exactly here. It's this little gap that formed today at 142 at the same area where you have the large 4-hour one. And look at the time. Hold on. Oh no, it doesn't matter. No, I thought it was a 2 o'clock. It was a, because this one is 143. I thought it was in a 2 o'clock and a 2 o'clock. Okay, and it doesn't matter. But isn't it fascinating to see that on the 4-hour, you've got a very significant volume imbalance, which we have been working on yesterday. If you look at the price action yesterday, because it's all fractal, right? You look at the how it balanced here, on it, and well, clearly here as well. And now here, it's in the same area. So that's why if you see, especially 4-hour imbalances, always keep them on your charts because price refers back to them. But it's just fascinating to see that it's in the same area. So that makes me wonder that maybe we're done to the move to the upside now. So maybe I can frame what time did it went into this area in a macro. So that's you can see this as a retest, right? So anyone? I think it's a valid short now. I'm not in it, but I think it's a valid short now until the end of the macro. This is I use this as a retest as well, but it has to be in a macro, like imbalance, time things, stuff like that. 251. We didn't go higher here. We already moved. We're below 3 o'clock. We're moving down. I don't like the price section, but I think it's. I wonder if we're done with this move to the upside. But look, it's just not. I want displacement. But I find this fascinating because this is also at the same area of the 4-hour. Like, okay, this must be an important volume balance. You have a retest of it. And we go down now. Okay, I think we are heading down fast and furious. In the last, it's going to be a nice move to the downside. Who's in a short already? I think this is the next target, 884. Let me see if I can find a good entry. I'll find a good entry. I mean, listen, I'm not going to let this one go. I'm going to find a good entry on this one. Because we're bearish on 19. Nothing bullish about it. 884. Shit. Now this would have been an entry, but then if you miss this one here, it was an entry, still a macro, 3 o'clock. So what happens again, it uses a macro, first part of macro to the upside, it hits liquidity, and now it's going to the downside. And most of the times what you see in days like this, and it starts running after the 8 past, let's see, maybe it's an entry here. I'll put it on a paper trade, I think. We're going into this wick. If we resist halfway, I'm getting in. Yeah, it's weak. Okay, I'm getting into a sell. There you go. paper trade. My stop loss will be here. Can I put my stop loss lower? Hold on. I want my trade to be invalidated sooner. Yeah, I don't want it to go through the whole wick. There we go. I think I might put a micro on as well. Yeah, I'm gonna in one micro. Yeah. Let's do it. I would call this a B plus setup, Flat. I don't consider this A plus. Let me be clear on that. Definitely not an A plus. But still good enough, I guess. I mean, you've got time, things happening in the macro, but the trade is outside macro, but it retests a volume imbalance it hits a volume imbalance in a macro. We can't get any higher also in a macro, right? And it's a turn. We have if I see this happening at the beginning of the macro, we go up, and then the second macro used to go down. Then when you go below the start of the macro run, you cannot be bullish anymore, right? I mean, understand that. We start running 250, and you go lower in the macro already below that level. But you still have to be careful with this price action is shitty though. This ain't a A plus setup. I would call it a C plus, maybe even. I'll show you why it's so. Let's go to the 15 minutes. Why it's so hesitant to go down. You see this wick here? So if you have a large wick, it will take its time here. Now it already rejected here, so it should have a little bit more ease to go down. But then again, it just used these levels again. Let me grade them. You will see. It's very annoying price action, to be honest. Let me quickly have a look at. Oh, breaker. Now you see the first percent fair value gap in gold. We're going lower. That's also a little bit bearish, so we'll keep an eye on that. But now have a look at the short on NQ. Come on, NQ, just start running. Now I'm sort of thinking I put my TP a little bit low here, but then again we might get a rejection here as well at 992. Come on, now you're ready to go. You should drop NQ. You're bloody annoying again. Jesus Christ, you're such an annoying instrument lately. Yesterday you gave me a hard time too with my trade. Made me work hard. Okay, let's go NQ. Let's go 114. Nine two two 922. Yeah, I think I should put my should be here. It's a little bit safer for this trade. 922. You see how it's now working itself, how it's using this 15-minute wick, why it's behaving this way is because of this 15-minute wick that I graded. You see it's using exactly those levels, right? It's just making its way down. It's creating liquidity, equal lows. Hey Eugene, Long on gold. Good morning. Yes, Yanis, I'm short on NQ. Yeah, you need to have some patience and trust in a setup. Otherwise, it doesn't really. And it's okay to be wrong, right? It doesn't matter. But you have you do your analysis, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. But you have to trust what you think is right, and be okay if it's not right, because you still, we cannot know everything in the market, and that's where your growth is. So I have zero shame in being wrong if I'm wrong, but I do want, use what I think I know, what I feel confident with, um, and I actually enjoy sometimes. Well, I don't enjoy losing money though, but you know, if you learn from it, it's still a good trade, right? And it still could go up. It could use this 15-minute wick what I'm using it. It's because I'm looking at it like, it could still, it's all manipulative now. Actually, to be honest, if I'm in right now, I'm like, you know, it looks short, but it could wig me out any time because it's so manipulative. It's just sort of like, and it's very similar to yesterday. That's why I already adjusted my TP instead of this level. I think, okay, you know what, it's so slow, it might just only hit this, because obviously when it goes down, it wants liquidity, right? Now, I know this red line is the event horizon, but I also know there's another daily low a little bit above it. So I'm thinking, okay, once it gets there, it might, I'll show you because we're on the 4 hour here. Um, you got Friday's low here, right? Oh, let's see. Or maybe maybe this is a safe 884. Let me see. I'm just gonna, let me just see if I might change it back to 884, but there's also standard 2 deviation here. But then we have 2.5. Let me see if I might put it a little low, and I can always put it back because I don't want to miss, I'm gonna put it halfway. This was my initial one, then I thought, you know what, but we might get a move because it's 320, and what happens? You get the moves 20 to 40. Sometimes you get it makes the larger moves, right? And not during the macro, especially when you have price action like this. I might adjust it back if I see it pop up here, but we'll see. I do think this is valid, which is here 884, but I don't want to. I'm gonna bring this back now down to here because we are okay. Okay, either I'm being stopped out of break even or winning trade. Good, let's go. No more losing trades. So 884 is here. It's a little bit low, too low for me for now, but gosh, maybe I'm getting used to these kind of slow trades at some point, and maybe I start to like them. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so let me just put this 924. Quickly check gold. I don't like it when you have a breaker and it goes into it, above it, back into it. So a retest should be one time and then boom. So I'm not interested. Ooh, like it. Rejection of the first presented fair value gap in London. Here, boom. Why are you just printing? Wow. Are you kidding? We just print one at 324. We didn't have anything before that time on the 1 minute. Are you kidding? Oh, it makes sense. There's no imbalance. There's no fair value gap from 3 o'clock until 324. Okay, come on, go down. Okay, I think I'm going to go bring it down further. I think it's going to be violent to the downside. Let me just do this. I can only always bring it up. I'm not sure if it's going to be this level or this level. That's why you see me going back and forth. It's a break-even trade, so I don't care. I just try to squeeze something out of it. Some coffee money. Come on. Come on, go, go, go. Run. Run, baby. Run, baby, run. I think it's gonna give a reaction here, though. 921. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Oh, little princess. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Now we don't want to see it go over the first percent fair value gap, right? The orange line. That is exactly that. You see? That's exactly what I mean. It's nothing you can do about this. Let's see. We're still in that 1 minute candle. Let's see if it really, if it's manipulative or just. Okay. See, it's this is extremely low probability, guys. You can see that. It's still going to go down. Just building trend line liquidity. Just building. Maybe I should even add one here to the downside. Just thinking. Hey, Avneet. 862. Yeah. See, now it's going to disrespect the fair value gap again to the downside. You see that wick? Oh yeah, I'm keeping my. I think I'm keeping it here now. So you see what happened here? How low probability it is. I mean, I'm not worried about this kind of price because I've seen this a couple of times. But you see how it disrespects it either way, right? It's just very low probability. So the only thing that you can work on is it's just the liquidity you have in mind. And just looking at the 4-hour distribution candle, you can see it's a downtrend. It's just taking its time, but it's going down. This candle is not going up anytime soon. I do need to put on the 1 hour sometimes because I just want to see, Oh, it's so tiring, this price action. So annoying. So, Philip, coming back to what you said about being hesitant, when I feel like always a little bit uneasy or I don't trust it, it's always like when I do get in a trade and then it's price action like this. And actually, I don't want to be in a trade with price action like this. So, I think when you start noticing when you have that hesitance and you start also monitoring that and journal it, you'll see you'll start trusting the hesitance and yeah, it will really help you at some point. So, and sometimes you can't explain it, or you just don't know why. Why am I feeling it? Because you don't have the logic behind it. Sometimes you still have to be able to either make it into you don't know the model yet what you're looking at, but because you have screen time and you start seeing things, but you don't know yet exactly how you can process that in your brain as a practical way to explain it. But yeah, I wasn't comfortable. I still got in, and I'm sort of punished being in a very long trade with back and forth price action, which I really hate. So, but I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind. But if I have the choice, I would not be in a trade like this. In all honesty, I would rather just watch it, tape read. Um, but I guess it's still good, right? Yeah, I mean, it's really terrible. It's like it's even worse than yesterday's one, right? But hey, listen, green is green. I'm almost thinking, should I get out already? But I'm just gonna wait till it hit. You remember because I put a post in the Discord, right? Imagine that I would have waited for that 1/3 level. That would have like been 4 hours later or something. Oh, here we go again. So I should have gotten out. This fair value gap is literally non-existing. It just goes back and forth in it all the time. Crazy. Okay, I'm out. Now, most likely, I think when we have the 350 to 410 macro, it might make that last push, right? Because it just needs to stall time. That's okay. So, toodoo 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 toodoo. Toodoo 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 toodoo. It's terrible price action. Yes, it is. Let me check on Eugene's. Let me quickly check on gold. See how Eugene is doing. Yeah, so Eugene, I didn't like it because um, the breaker won out of it 2 times, 3, 4. So I wonder if the move is really sustainable. I mean, I think you probably have a good exit already, right? Because look at this order. I do think it's going to go higher later today, but I'm just wondering now, Eugene. Remember, it is between the 20 and 30%, and I never like that when we're in that range already on Friday. I really want to see out to get it out either of the 20 or the 30%. But you can trade if you start trading this. Actually, you can use the range very clearly. The 20 of the weekly range. Remember, so the bodies will stay between in it, but it might be consolidating here. So I just don't like that. What's your TP? Okay, well, take me out. NQ. Take me out of put me out of my misery. I had two off. I took one off, so I'm a little bit in profit, but not much. Just actually, is it a small loss? Maybe even a few bucks. Okay, it's minor. The fuck was that? Yeah. Toodoo 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 toodoo. Oh, are you going now? Okay. So now, because we had so much back and forth, I wonder if it's just going to go cut through this like a butter, like it's going to go through this now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see if we just do not retrace here again. Come on, go through it. Because normally, yeah, I just want to, because this has been so much back and forth already. Come on, let's go to my level 884. Come on, yes, go, 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 go. You made me suffer so much. Go, go, go. 884. Oh, thank God. Finally running. Low resistance. Come on, give us some more. You can do it. Oh, and Q, come on, go. Let us put on the money printer. Come on, a little bit more. I think it will go there in the next macro to this level. See, this is what it does. It's okay. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I think we might have a little bit of a little move to the upside. Let me just check again. We might stall here a little while. Do we have another significant level here? Flat. Did you have a winning trade, Flat? Oh my God, it's so funny. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we get this last little. I mean, guys, I said I did. I said I would get out here, but now I'm just because of NQ is like really taunting me today. I'm like, no, I want this now. But this was the safest entry to take your trade off, and you see, right? It does. The wick goes through it, but the body goes back over it. Why? It's a significant level. It's a liquidity. This is really a good liquidity level. So you can always expect a little bit of a reaction here. But did it take out that liquidity on the left? Let me double check. Here we go. Yes, we had a no equal. So we can expect a one more leg down to this level now. Yes, I like that. See this? Equal. Equal means I'm coming for you. And let's see in the next macro, most likely. It will grab that liquidity in the macro, 352, 410. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. See this one? This baby? 889. 899. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'll put my TP a little bit at 889, so it doesn't. So it's a little bit higher than my revolver. I'll adjust it. 88. Yeah. Down, down, down you go. Down, down, down you go. Okay, now we have one more macro to go. So I'm just. I mean, we might even target the end walk, right? But come on, let the money machine coming, going, so we can put on the money machine. I want to put on the money machine. My favorite time, 4 o'clock, coming. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Come on, baby. Come on. Now we did hit 2.5 standard deviation. That's the only thing that maybe worries me a little bit. So we might not do it this macro, but let's see. Why am I always having a line here? Why is this line here? You need to show price action. I want to see a nasty violent wick to the downside to finalize this move. Come on. Mm-hmm. It could leave those equal highs for later, or equals lows for later, right? That's a possibility. So just stop me out. You could leave them for the afternoon session. I'm out already on my other account. Yeah. So we've got equals here. Mark those. So it could be enough because we did hit 2.5 standard deviation here. Exactly, right? It hit event horizon 2.5, but let's watch. It's going to do. I want to see what is the 4 o'clock, because 4 o'clock gives a volatility injection and maybe it just needs that little push down. But hey, if it's going to use that push to the upside, then we have the, you mark those equal lows and you have a target. You'll see most likely an AM or PM session will come in handy. You'll have a trade because you're not going to leave them today. And we have a beautiful wick here as well. Here, we will grade. There we go. We're going to need these levels later on. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, let's see what 4 o'clock brings us. Hey, I live in South Africa. Happy Friday, Dottie. So ticks is 1/4 of a point. It's a 1/4. So 4 ticks. I don't want to put the money amount on because it doesn't mean anything. I think it's more distracting. So I just put in ticks. So ticks is just 1/4 of a 1 point. Yes, correct. But it's 1/4, right? It's not a point, but just so in NQ it is a 1/4 point, as on gold. Now, you see that we didn't get the reaction that we wanted at the 0.5. It did go up, but not as fast as here, right? So at the event horizon, it did give this reaction. But I wonder now what it's going to do at 4 o'clock. If we're going to get a move to the... See, now we do have a breaker here, right? Now we have a proper breaker. Now I can frame a long. Now I am okay. Now I'm interested in a long because we have a breaker here. We went up it with speed in a macro. Talking about Vlad talking about A plus setup. It's sort of forming now. Breaker 1 minute. It might be. Let me see here my bullish breaker. We activated it with this candle here. So now I see a bullish. Now I see a structure what I can work with. Let me see on the 5 minute. Do I have a 5 minute breaker? Also on the 5 minute, I do see it's not as beautiful, but it's better than the one on the 3 minute. It's perfect. I like it as well. So you see, it hit the zero. So this was the best TP, right? Just this line here, because it also was around the 2.5. It went a little bit lower, obviously, because you get a wick, right? But yeah, we still got the equal lows now below us. So, but if we have this structure now, I'm not so sure we're going to get there in this macro now because we've got a bullish structure forming, unless we're going to disrespect it straight away, which I don't know. It's also on the 3 minute, on the 5 minute. Do we have SMT as well, maybe? Let's see. No SMT on the... There's no SMT though, but... Not really, but... don't really trust it too much. Six, 7, 14. Breaker activated in macro. So this is valid. This is a very important breaker. So I guess the equal lows are now in play for later. Just keep them on your chart. And then I'm referring to these, right? This here. 24,900. Look at the 4-hour, you'll see them very clearly, and they're just below, they're just above another rejection, a potential rejection block. So so you can expect price to go into this area and reject somewhere from here. So this will give you a strong, I believe if we go into another low in here, then I would be very, very, very eager to prolong, I think. Well, let's see what the price does now. How far up are you going to go? Interesting. When are you going to give us the retest? So I won't enter a long from here. I would like to see a retest. So I might miss the move to the upside. Let's see if we test the breaker in a few minutes. That will be perfect. If not, it is what it is. Hey, Methor, yes, did you keep hitting the line? Hey, it's crazy. It's just madness, but it's just amazing how things are going, Methor. Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, it's such a nice. Everyone is so. It's really nice bunch of people already. So, have you traded today, Methor, or did you do anything this morning? It's been low probability, sort of. It did go to to some levels, but it's just not very. The price action is just a little bit low probability to be. I think you have to be really more faster to get out of your trades, I guess. It's not really for me as a distribution trader. It doesn't really have the it just takes such a long time, and then it doesn't go all the way. We have equal lows now on NQ, so that's nice, I guess, for later. So there's no news today. Let me see. Let me see if nothing popped in. I mean, or like Trump or something has a speech. You never know. You have to keep checking it, right? Things can change. Oh, yellow, yellow, yellow. Oh, a lot of FOMC members speaking. Ugh. What time? Oh, in the afternoon. So they start talking at 5 Eastern. I mean, am I on UTC time? Oh no, I'm in Pretoria. I was like, well, that's a weird time for someone in the US to start talking. Eastern time. Here we go. Okay, the first member starts japping at 10 o'clock, 5 past 10 Eastern, and then the other one 2:30. So, well, what to do, right? Okay, midnight tagged. Okay, there we go. During midnight tagged. So I didn't enter in this trade because I didn't have really any proper entry, right? Did anyone take that long? Now let's see. I'm going to take this off for now because I want to have a little bit cleaner. And what do we have above us? We've got the equal. We've got the 4-hour candle here. We created equal. If we're not going to grab them in the 2 hours that we still have, right? Let's say they are going to keep it for the AM session. What would this candle now do, right? There's 2 hours to go. We're going to go up into this area here, right? So let's see if we are going to go, if the body starts, for me, I'm interested in a long when we are going over the body or the close of this, then I will be getting interested in a long. I just want to see how it's going to react at this first presented fair value gap of that new range that ICT introduced. This is that 1:30 to 2 a.m. range right over here. He said it's only applicable in London. So this is that range. This is the 1:30 to 2 a.m. range. And this is the, what we can call an inversion now. I just want to see if it rejects from here. I don't want to go too fast and too long because we also didn't have a, like, if I would go long, I would rather see a breaker retest first before entering. I don't know. I need some kind of confirmation. We don't have SMT. We don't have breaker retest. We do have change in state of delivery clearly here, but we're also in. It's a little hard to read because you're in a wick again here. Let's see. I'm going to go into the breaker now. So when you have this low resistance liquidity run to the high resistance all the way, if it goes like this, right, you can actually expect to run like this because all being, there's hardly any imbalances here, right? You can see, that's what I was saying here. I don't see any imbalances here, and it just, takes everything out in one run, right here, until that little imbalance. That was the draw. 215. So this one was created at 250 and taken out at 4 o'clock. So it took about 1 hour to take it out. So you tend to see that happen. 251, 402, 402. Okay. I'm just going to retest this maybe. We don't need to retest this. Yeah, it's a long. 409. Only the wrong way? What do you mean, Libby? So retest of midnight, we are below the imbalance again. So we just took out the engineered liquidity, which we've been sitting through all this engineered liquidity, right? When we were sitting through from 2 o'clock, we were here. We had this move down, we had this move here into this little imbalance, right? And then we had all this engineered. This was clearly just engineered liquidity. We didn't have a first percent fair value gap until 3:21, which is very late. There was no imbalance whatsoever after 3 o'clock until almost 21 minutes, right? Or after 21 minutes. And that got disrespected continuously. It was really not respected at all. Let's see, if we go into this break and back up, and then we leave these equal lows for later, or are we going to grab them now? Because remember, the 4-hour candle still has 2 more hours to go, right? Well, mine is 1/4 now, but let's see. It's a tricky area now because either it could go further down into the breaker, but it could also just go up. So I am not doing anything now. Quickly, Eugene, how did your gold go? You see, it's skipping. This is what I mean when you use the. Sorry, guys, I'm just want to go over gold quickly. When you put on the weekly levels already, even though it's not time for the TGIF or whatever, you already look at the weekly range. How are we? Where are we? You see on gold very clearly, and I said it already in the beginning of the stream. I don't like it when we're in between 20 and 30% because we could consolidate here. Now, I really want to see either to go out of one of these levels, but if you want to trade, you can really sort of like use these levels as well and see you can define a range. If you want to do shorter trades, you can, but I don't like that. I want, because, you know, it could be that gold already hit its weekly objective, and that's why it's in this 20 to 30% range. It might go to 40%, a little bit lower. Then again, so for me, it's important to see that gold either, preferably we want to see it get out of this range, take out this high, and then we have a proper TGIF, right? But it needs to get out of this 20% range then. So that's how I already use these levels on Thursday, ready to see what price is doing. This is what I don't like about gold currently, and you can see it as well with the breaker. I said, okay, I have a breaker, that's nice, but I want to retest. Now look what it's been doing. I said, okay, it's going in, out, and retest again. We've got a first percent above it. I could already see here, like, okay, this is not price action I like for a breaker retest. I wanted to see one check and boom, after the race is out of that 20%. But it's not giving that. It's going back into the range again. But staying within that 20 to 30%. See here, it's just the bodies are staying into it, and which is exactly I think the 30% is Oh, the breaker is overlapping it. Yeah, well, it's just very low probability, just not mine. I just stay out of it when I see this. I really have to wait. And let's go back. I'll show you the weekly range on NQ. Where are we now? So we broke the weekly range during London. We went lower. So the 20% also shifted with that, right? So now the 20 to 30% is right over here. So yeah, I mean, if we go further down, we might get another, you keep on taking out lows, we might get a TGIF just like last Friday. That was a nice one. That was really beautiful. So, and obviously the weekly range is the lower. If we take out more levels, the weekly range is shifted, right? Because the weekly range becomes larger. So we saw that happening because the 20% was first here, and now it's here because the low. We take out this low, and this one will obviously go down as well. And then at some point we will go back into the range, but it doesn't have to do that on Friday, right? It can also just extend, and then you get it sometimes during Asia that it goes back into that 20, 30, 40% range. But yeah, it's always handy on Friday to keep an eye on where are we in the weekly range, what's happening, what's the weekly candle doing. But hey, listen, we created equal low, so we already know that at some point it's going to take out that low today. It's not going to leave that on a Friday, right? I mean, well, anything is possible, but we don't. It's highly unlikely. But the question is when. The question is when. And it wasn't the 410 macro, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see what it does at the 4 o'clock. What are you doing at the 4? You were selling all the way up, you mean you sell all the way up? Or you mean you buy all the way up? Or you... It's good to paper trade. Nothing wrong with paper trading, hey? Let nobody tell you that it's... I paper trade a lot also on stream. I don't care. If I don't feel comfortable, if I have a few losses, I go back into paper trading. And also to optimize my execution and practice with scaling in, scaling out, and stuff like that. So I love paper trading, and I treat it equally. I journal it just as much as I do my normal trades. So paper trading is awesome. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with paper trading. Pum, pum, pum. Wow. Now let's see if we're going to get a retest. I'm sort of curious. I actually thought, you know what, maybe it's better to stop the stream and come back. But then again, I'm sort of curious if we get the retest now and then it does look like we are in the 1 hour. It still looks very bearish to me. Like if I look at the structure here, the 1 hour, it doesn't look like we're going to take out because we're the body is still below. Let me see. We did go up now, right? But we're going. Yeah, we get another wick here. So, okay, this is how I read the price now. We have another large wick, right, which contains that equal low, even on the hourly. So when I see a wick like this, I do like wicks normally, but in this case, because it's just continuously large wicks, again, it will not go down in one straight line. It will go, use these levels, these gradients continuously as rejection. So, here with the gradients, it will go back in one of these ranges, go back up, and now even with this one, now what you see coming is like we have a wick here as well, so that's similar. So this is like what you call seek and destroy. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until it takes one of them out, and then it might use it later. But for now, let's say we go into the breaker. Let's see where the breaker is, right? Let's say we go into one of these levels. Most likely, well, we could frame a scalp here, I guess. If I look okay, we're going into the wick, right? And then it's somewhere around here. Let's say we go here. We could even go to 50%, which is, no, we cannot. Well, we can. Let's see. And then we go back up because we're going to take our liquidity to the upside, and which is most likely it will be in this wick, right? So that's how I sometimes have my TP pretty on spot, because I use these kind of levels here. But it overlaps now with my breaker, so I do think we're going to get a retest. And then we go back up again. So we could frame it long here. I guess so. Unless we're going to... But let me put it this way. I don't like the price action because it's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be an easy run to the upside. Because a wick is nothing but a large bunch of imbalances. And on the 1 minute, as you can see, here, well, there's a lot of imbalances here. But when you have this kind of price action, this is designed to be taken out very quickly. You have this, you don't have any first percent fair value gap until 20 minutes. Actually, you can expect, and that is maybe a mistake on my part, that I thought it was also 2.5 standard deviation. I should have, anticipated this a little bit faster. I saw these equal lows and we're going to get them in the next macro. But you see, like, this is really engineered liquidity, right? And that they don't wait for that very long. But for equal lows on the higher time frame, yes, they do. They could wait for a longer period of time to take them out, right? Now let's see how low in the wick are you going to go. I think it should not go lower than what it could go to. No, it should not go lower than 0.5, because then we are going lower than in the wick. You want it to react here, that's what I'm saying. So it's a reaction law, right? And this is the 1 hour candle. How much time do we have? Because in the 4 hour we are, oh shit. See, the 4 hours still as 1.5 hours to go. And do we think it's going to be a bullish candle? No, we don't, right? We want it to stop somewhere 6. Then we got the 6 to 10. Yeah. So what you always have to look to your, if you see a candle like this, for example, I think we get 6 to 10 might be one of these as well. So we might not do a lot. And then maybe the 10 to 2 might take out this liquidity. I'm just trying to think what I can be. Well, we'll see. We cannot say anything. We have no idea what it's doing. Friday is always a surprise. I mean, really, I don't know how they come up with all these variations. It's just amazing. You think of a few scenarios and they still manage to come up with another one. and I keep journaling them and just like wow, does it ever stop? I mean, does it ever come to one of them I thought this time I have it. I think really one of these scenarios is going to play out. And no. Yeah, you adjust during the day, you figure it out, but I don't know. They'll always be smarter than we are, than I am at least. That's for sure. Where were those days that price just we had low resistance? Where are those days? Where are you? Now I'm only looking at this breaker because it looks significant in the sense of, it's the only a three candle formation with the first presented, and so this area is sort of like the area that where we had some imbalances, but obviously it doesn't have to go in there, but we do want it to go here a little bit. Let's see, and then we can check on the. This is a 15. I think this was a 15-minute candle, right? Let me see the wick and go back quickly, or it was the 1 hour. It was a 1 hour wick. Let me see what we have on the 15-minute. Yeah, on the 15-minute we have nothing. We have a small one here. I'll take the one. I'll take the 1 hour today. Okay, so this is the wick we're using. We also have a little gap here. I noticed 25. Where is that? That's over here. A little gap here. Oh, I like this gap. You know why? Because we have one here, but we also have one here on the 1 hour. See that? Exactly the same. So this one is of significance, and it's above the N walk. Okay. Relax. So cute. They are so cute. So did anyone take that trade to the short side on NQ, or took that long that we saw happening? I think the long might have been, looking in hindsight, it might have been the better play in the sense of recognizing the engineered liquidity and just waiting for this. I always say the event horizon is a very strong point of liquidity. And just taking into account that all this engineered liquidity was already plus 2.5 standard deviation here, and we did not really have a good. This was not a good retest because we did go to the 0.5. There was a 0.5 of what was it? Yeah, this was a 0.5 of another wick, but it just see how it just trickled up, and then it went to a little imbalance, 1 minute imbalance, which was coinciding with the 4 hour imbalance. So then we went down, and I think in hindsight, I'm like, okay, you always get a low resistance liquidity run after a high resistance, right? So this, I'm going to journal on this. Next time I might even just wait for this run instead of just trying to take it was still a good move though, but it was just, you have to sit through all this price action. It's just annoying. I just don't like that, to be honest. But if you know this is coming, but you don't know, it's in hindsight, right? But maybe next time we see it coming, because we journal and we look at time. So so this was created 251, and a lot of the times when a swing point is created in a macro, and especially when you run like that, it takes about an hour to take it out. Journal, go journal that, you'll see it. I've seen that a lot. So sort of like 251, 351, a little bit more. So this was a better play, I think. But then again, when I'm short buys, I actually don't want to play longs, right? So that's the thing. So that's like a conflict of interest. But hey, do you want this move, or do you want this move? But the thing is, you don't know that this move is going to be like this when you're in it, right? That's so true, I guess. Okay, let's see. We are in the now, if I look at the 1 hour, I wouldn't go for a long, so that's the problem. That's why I'm conflicted a little bit with these trades. Okay, so we touched the 25% or quarter level. We touched the quarter level. Rolling. Oh, we're going much deeper in the breaker now. See, it's hard to frame a bullish trade now. So I wonder if we're just going to disrespect this whole breaker. Because look at this 1 hour. We have a wick here. We already engulfed this almost into. Are we over 50% of that wick, or is it exactly 50%? Let me quickly check this. Are we going out again? Let's see, where did you go? Okay, exactly. We did go over 50% of this wick. So could we frame so do we need to go up here? What's the highest point here? That's this point. So that's here. So if we rejected exactly 2.5, it's very likely that we go to 4, right? Where is 4? Right. But are we gonna do you want to take this liquidity as well? Is this your swing high? Look at this one here. Let me check something else. Rolling. No, I think it's gonna go. I can't frame a short. I can't frame a long. I think we must be going to 812-ish now. 24, 812. Hey, Dolly. You awake, my love? Do we have SMT? 812. I just cannot frame it. Let's see if it disrespects the. It's 433. Do we have SMT? Nada. Here we go. It's really hard to frame a long with this structure, especially with this wick here. Already going over the 50% of this wick. 1 hour. It might just stall. I think we might get into consolidation a little bit, and then the next hour we might get into a little bit of here, unless it starts really dropping here, and just disrespects the breaker. It's cool today. Summertime. Easy. Okay, so we are reacting at the 60.66 level, midpoint of the breaker. And again, just engineered liquidity, right? So if we have it, if you would use the same logic like here, is it creating a breaker? In a macro, yes. Is this creating a macro is high? Because that's like, and it also, you know, it retested the midnight. So that's I like that. 204, yes, that's also in a breaker. So question is, are we going to go up around 5 o'clock-ish and tap into this first presented fair value gap in the range, the new ICT range, the 132.2? Because we're still in London session, so that would be a possibility. And where would this be? That will be above that wick. Okay. Interesting. Let's go one time frame lower on this one here. Let's go to the 15. What do we see? I still see a lot of bearishness. It's hard to frame a bullish trade on this. We already, yeah, look at this. We already went through this here. Body close below it, right or not? No, we have a body close below this one. Yes, we did. So, but it's still going up. Yes, it's very low probability. So we have disrespected all these bullish PDRAs, and we have a suspension block here. It's in it. So I can frame it both. If I look at the high time frame, I'm not bullish, but if I look at the low, I'm like, okay, you know, with break a retest, let's go for it. No, I'm not sure about it. We did not retest the first percentage at all. We didn't reach it. Not going out of the break already. But outside, this is outside macro, so it's low probability, right? It's not, you don't want to break a retest outside macro. It doesn't have any, it's not what you want to see. The breaker can be activated outside macro. It doesn't matter if it's activated outside of macro, but retest, you want that in a macro time. If it's outside of macro time, which is yes, no, this is definitely not. We don't consider this a macro time. We do use the 20 to 40 for runs, but I do not use it for valid retest. It most likely will fail, I think, now, if it behaves like this. Hey, Andre, how are you doing? Are you in a short? Ooh, you're already in. Nice. Yeah, I was in a short, and we it took a little bit of time, and then there was this nice long. In hindsight, I think the long was maybe a better play, even though I'm short biased. You're on for, oh, good, you have that. Yeah, you took it. Nice. Yeah, I'm not in it right now. I wanted to see how it reacts here at this breaker, but I do think it's going to fail. And we're going to go low to those equal lows. But I'm just not sure if I'm looking at the 4-hour candle, if it's going to do that, because we do have this 15-minute, these these points here. Yeah. Hold on, guys. I quickly need to go. I'm going to grab some coffee quickly, some warm coffee. I'll be right back. Go. How are you doing, NQ? Also in a NG long from NG. NG. What is NG? Am I learning something new today? Let's have a quick look at gold. I don't like gold because gold is already in that 20 to 30% range, right? Well, I mean, it's sort of like, I would be really surprised if we don't take that low out again today and we get we go to the downside, right, on NQ to extend that weekly range a little bit. But hey, you never know. Oh, look at that. Gold is now, body is outside the 30% range, but it's a 1 hour candle. It could still pop back up, right? Let's go to the lower time frame, to the 15-minute. I want to see 4:45 in 3 minutes if it pops back up into that range. So this is exactly what I mean. Once you're in this range, you see a lot on Friday and even on Thursday sometimes it starts consolidating within this range. And sometimes it's 40%, but when you see 20 to 30, it can store a lot and it just hangs out there, and then it might make one pop or something. But always be aware once you see that, expect that, it might be done because, we're at the end of the week. What did it do? Yeah, so we hit the high here and it went back already on Thursday. See, Thursday already, a lot of the times, Thursday, you can have your TGIF on Thursday already and then it's done. But it doesn't have to be if it goes back up, but because, we had Thursday this high here. We went back into the range in the morning and one more displacement and then back into the 20 and 30%. So I never like it when I see that for some reason. It's just low probability. And you can see as well how low probability it is, right? 1-minute breaker. The breaker, it did give a little bit of a pop, but then it just, it's just minor. I don't think you can even frame a 2-hour trade from this. Could I frame a 2-hour trade? I don't think I could even frame a 2-hour trade because your stop will be here. Let's say I would take this breaker retest. It's not even a 2-hour trade. Let me see. Is it a 2? Well, oh, it is just a 2-hour trade. Yeah. Well, that's here. But how would I frame? Would that be my high? Not really. If I'm here, I would have targeted a little bit higher, and I would not even reach that. All right. Well, this is a fair value gap. Yeah, I could have targeted this, but I don't know if I would have. I think I would have targeted this area here, just the wick. So this would be my target, the wick here, the imbalance. So I see I can't even frame a proper 2-hour trade here, just 2-hour. Well, if this doesn't interest me at all, if I'm really struggling like this, I just stay up. But yeah. Okay, let's see, 45. You see price already getting back into, it's already sort of like going back. Well, see, might go out of the range and go to the 40%. But yeah, you want it out of the range to really to. This is just going to be conservative in the range. So TGIF levels always help, also when there's no TGIF. There we go. See, we might. Okay, now we're at the yeah. I think the next macro might take out the lows. It looks weak, huh? This is not going to hold. I mean, I would be really surprised. Let's see how we're going to react here. I think it's going to cut through butter now with that move. Who's in the people that are not sure? I think you're really going to get a very nice fast move. Andre, you're gonna, yeah, you got a good trade going on there. And the equal lows are screaming to be taken. 24,900, 40 points. Macro's coming. We might have a little pop to the upside. Let's see if we can frame a short scalp. I'm just going to paper trade it. I'm going to use my bullets for the morning session. And we might not even get an entry, to be honest. See, it's always low probability when you have a breaker. Here you think you don't know yet, right? If it's going to be a retest of the breaker, but if it's already outside macro time, you can sort of predict already. It's not very favorable. And here you go. You go out of it. So now, if you're short buyers, you could use the fair value gap as a retest to enter, but it has to be in a macro time. But so I would wait a little bit. But suppose you missed. We don't all have Andre's perfect entry. So now where do you go? What do you use, right? What can you use? If I have that fair value gap here. But also, let me see, do we have already? Oh, this was also a nice entry, this inversion here, and then it breaks it. This was already a good entry here. There's an extra 24,900. I'm going to go into a paper trade here. I'm just going to use, so for me, it's just going to be the first presented because it hasn't been really properly used as a retest, and it's going to be the low. This is going to be it. I might even take on my account very quickly. This is a very tight stop loss, and it's going to be the low because the macro is coming. Let's see. Where are we? So the moment we go over the first percentage, I'm out because it invalidates my trade. There we go. But reaction is expected because we do hit a level that is, but it's still short biased for this move. This this fair value gap is actually non-existent all the time, right? It goes back and forth all the time. It's most likely going to go below it again. There you go. This is the maybe 452. Let's see. Philip, check the 4 hour. We just created that. We created that equal low this morning. We did not take out the low. We where we stopped at on the 4 hour. You see this? 24,900. We created it this morning. That equal low. So it did not take out that. It just create another equal low to take out later today. But Um, yeah. But this is low in, this is very, it's a hard, it's hard to trade this. Will it go for the equal lows now, or will it just go up higher first and then take it out later on today? All possible, right? Hold on, guys. Are we going? Are we going? Are we going now? So we took out, we rejected here. So I think that that might be the last rejection before it takes it. So if we go below that level, which is that, where are we now? Yeah, there we go. Come on, just go. Go, 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 go. Take out those equal lows. Yeah, I trade prop firms, funded next, mainly funded next. I like them. Funded next is my favorite. What about you? So now it's starting to use the that fair value gap, and now it's very annoying. Now you're pretty annoying. But it's also, yeah, it's rejecting exactly here, so it might take some time. Hey, it might not take the, you know, once you have those equal lows, it could really stall before it takes those out. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. Come on. Come on, go down, go down, go down, down, down. Doo 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 doo. Well, at least we're below the first presented. Come on. Are we going? We're below the 0.5 level of that thing. There we go. Come on now. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave it. I'll be back in the. I think it's just not really favorable price action for me to trade anyway, and I think I want to take a little bit of a break before coming back. Yeah, hey Pablo, how are you doing? Um, you're in top seven Tradeify. Okay, pretty nice. Yeah, Andre, yeah, you got a good entry, so you're going to be good. It doesn't matter for you when you don't have an entry. It's hard to enter in these price swings, right? You just have to wait. But yeah, so guys, I want to appreciate and show my appreciation again for everyone hanging out with me, and ooh, thank you for subscribing as well, guys. Really appreciate it. But let's have a look. I mean, are we running or not? Just want to, if we're good. Let's have one more look before. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. No, I really think sometimes with those equal lows, it might take time because also thinking about it, I wonder if we're going to take it out in this 4-hour candle. We got this 4-hour. I'm just wondering if we're already retracing. It's also every candle has the 20-30% retracement levels. I'm just wondering if this 4-hour candle is going to take out those equals. It might be the next one. It might be a continuation. So I'm not really sure. It just might take a lot of time before it does that. So yeah, I think it's better just to call it here. Does anyone have any questions or comments they want to make before I head out? Let me know. And then otherwise I will see you back later today. Dolly. No comments, no questions. Okay, be safe, guys. I mean, there's an equal low, but sometimes it takes a while to get there. If you have a good entry like Andre, you're good to go, but just be careful now because you just might, use that range. Yeah, I'll do 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Eastern, because that's why my models, they present themselves after 10 a.m. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. So, thank you guys. It was a nice, very insightful session again. A lot of patience, waiting, and stay safe. And watch put the weekly ranges on your chart, the 20, 30, 40% to keep an eye on, especially on gold, to see if it's worthwhile to trade that. Okay. Okay. See you later. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much.